Well, so you're saying past doesn't matter.
Well, past doesn't matter is a very broad statement, but I'm saying past in regards to body count does not matter.
So like it was like
Doesn't
100 plus. You'd be okay with that?
Well, I would want you to go get tested first if you have 100 plus.
Let's say
But-
it's 100 plus, but he's clean.
I mean, that would be more of a conversation to have about, that's not like, it's not something I would write off just immediately. You've had 100 bodies. Oh, suddenly I'm not going to date you anymore. It would be more like, okay, so why? Why were you hooking up with that many people? Are you still like planning on hooking up with that many people? I feel like it's more of a conversation about where the future is headed, because who you were doesn't mean that's necessarily who you are. So I don't think people should just be like judging immediately just because you have a higher body count or maybe you have a lower body count. It doesn't matter to me, at all. And if it is a super high body count that maybe even like shocks me, that's a conversation to be had. Like, you work through those things.
Do you object, for example, let's try to kind of reverse the scenario. Would you object to a man not wanting to be involved with or date a girl or even hook up with a girl if she had a body count of 100? Do you think that that's judgmental? Do you think it's wrong for him to use that metric to disqualify her?
I mean, if it's like, if he really liked her personality and was like really into her and stuff like that and just finds out her body count, doesn't ask any more questions, that's a deal breaker. I mean, look, everyone's living their own lives. I'm not gonna, like, I just feel like that's a conversation to be had first, but if that's a deal breaker to you, that's a deal breaker. Like, there's nothing you can do about that, but I think...
Do you object to it?
Object to him asking, or him caring that she has a plus 100.
Do you think that perhaps do you think maybe he's insecure? Do you think he's immature? Although you may acknowledge that, yes, for some men this is a deal breaker, or it might be a deal breaker, do you take issue, maybe you think, well, that it shouldn't be?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to draw a line where a lot is too much. So for me, when it gets like to those things, I wouldn't judge as much for that, but I still think that it shouldn't be an immediate deal breaker. But I don't know, like that type of thing is, I don't think it's that important to have a conversation about, because I think that boils down to the individual. Whether they have a problem with that is something that they would discuss with their partner, and I don't think it's something that everyone needs to be commenting on, and so everyone needs to be judging someone who has plus 100 body count. That's for them to deal with.
Don't read it.
To answer your question, if there's a problem with that, there's only a problem with someone having a problem with the body count over 100 if their body count's over 100. Like, if that guy's body count is 100 or near 100 plus, then yes, there's a problem with him having a problem with that girl's body count low. But if his body count's low, he hasn't slept with many people, then I would understand having an issue with your partner having 10 times amount bodies as you. That's why you have to stay relative to what you're working with.
Well, do you think, so you're saying that if a guy, he has a high body count, it's wrong of him to want a woman who has a low body count?
Yes, or at least judging her or writing her off right away, because it's like, you did the same thing. Like, why does it make it any different?
Yeah.
It's a little different.
I personally,
not different at all.
I don't mind if guys take girls' body counts into account when pursuing them, because, well, I'm comfortable in my decisions, and I feel like we're automatically assuming that low body counts are what's desired, but I'm a virgin, and guys, like, not all of them think that's a good thing. Like, some get mad, like, not mad, but they'll be like frustrated and think that's a negative because they're like, oh, she won't fuck, don't want to talk to her. Like, so
it has nothing to do with you being a virgin. It's just the fact that they think it's going to be hard to sleep with you. So it's not like they're mad because you have a low body count.
Well, that's just because they just want to have sex, and because you're a virgin. I mean, look, there's some women who are virgins who are they're not particularly inclined to wait a long time. Are you waiting until marriage, or?
Not specifically.
You're just maybe looking for the right guy, for love maybe, okay. Yeah. But, probably for most guys, they hear that, they're going to think, okay, I don't want to wait that long.
Yeah.
Which I think is fine.
I think it's fair of them to take my body count into consideration when deciding whether or not they want to pursue me.
Right.
And I don't take offense if they would prefer to pursue a girl with a higher body count.
Well, I mean, that's probably good for you, because if their primary interest when it comes
You're
to
gonna weed 'em
courting
out.
you, and they're weeding themselves out. So you
Yeah.
probably wouldn't want to date a guy that just wants to fuck you.
Yeah.
So there's that. But where did we leave off on this? We were.
You were talking
saying,
about.
I finished.
Oh,
my point,
there's the
but if you
double
have,
standard
like,
thing.
a
Okay, so there's the
follow-up.
Well, I got a couple notes here. I mean, there's the double standard. Priya's reading my notes here. I have a couple things that I've never said before, but that just crossed my mind. Maybe I'll just read it. 'cause
You've
it's
never
fucking
said that
funny.
before, but it's
Well, I was gonna
hilarious.
say so. And I have like some notes here. Like I have literally pages and pages of notes. I've never said any of this shit, but I'm just waiting for the moment. So okay, and this is kind of a joke, but I said, and this is, I suppose, in some scenario, a rebuttal to the body count thing. I said, men who like slutty women are secretly gay.
Yes.
They're in denial.
No. Okay. It's not.
No.
You have it a little wrong.
Well, hold on. Let me just finish it. They want another man's cum by proxy.
Okay. So no.
Because like a woman who's like really promiscuous, like let's say you're a dude and you really like a slutty girl and she just fucked a guy like 2 hours ago. They want another man's cum in and around their mouth and dick. That's all I'm saying. It's kind of, it's like a little bit, it's a little bit.
That's not where I thought we were going. The same usually. It's like people are coming to attention now that they think
What?
men who are serial cheaters are possibly down low gay because like they'll never be fulfilled by the woman in their relationships. They seek it from
I think there
outside
can be some
sources.
truth to that too.
Yeah,
Hold
but
on.
that's what
Yeah,
I
I
thought
think it's
you were
more
going
of
with
like
that,
a
but then
denial
you
thing.
went a whole different way. With
So
that.
I was not laughing at anybody. I was laughing
Yeah.
at that because I read that. Just to clarify, I didn't want to seem like an asshole. But I was reading that.
It's a new rebuttal that has.
And what is
occurred.
this, Puffy? Can you read Puffy Vegas'
Yeah,
comment?
sure. I'll read it. Puffy
you.
Vegas. I have a 300 body count.
Still,
Puffy.
You basically
Word
just called
stop.
Puffy gay over
Puffy,
this.
I could. You know what, Puffy? Confirm or deny. Are you gay?
Oh,
Because
300
fired.
women?
Shots
300
fired.
women?
Well, that doesn't say
Yeah, he
count.
did
That
say
says
that.
count.
True.
He didn't specify.
It says count. So maybe it's just talking about
Cough.
something.
Yeah.
It says it doesn't even say count.
I wonder if he does that shit. Puffy, it takes
I
like
think
2
he's-
seconds to just spell check this shit.
No, totally. I think because we've looked at his Instagram before. I think his Instagram is an attempt at a beard. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he's gay.
Puffy, confirm and
Confirm,
deny.
yeah.
Did
Yeah,
you
come
play
on.
for the other team?